What's good? What's good? So, you want to build your credit from scratch? Yo, I'm about to give you the game to build a 750 credit score. So, let's get right into it. Welcome back to the #1 credit educational channel. Hey, my name's Dave, where I show you how to remove negative items off your credit report, how to build relationships with banks, and how to get to that money. So when it comes to building a foundation in credit from scratch, you want to have two things or three things, right? First thing, you want to look at your credit report and see what's really going on. Second most important thing, you want to understand the 5 factors of your credit score, the FICO version, the FICO A. You want to understand the 5 factors of that. And the third most important thing is you want to be building the relationships with banks, all right? You want to be building at the same time, because to get to where you ultimately want to be, you need to start building. And I'm going to break down the 5 factors. I'm going to show you how to build a foundation. I'm going to show you what banks to go to, and I'm going to give you a clear vision and the end in mind when I'm talking about what a good credit score or what a good credit report looks like. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to jump on my whiteboard, and also I'm going to show you on my I'm actually show you what an actual good credit score looks like. So let's hop onto the whiteboard, and I'm gonna give y'all some game to where you can have a clear vision of the actual FICO score and what you need to do and what you need to start doing from scratch. So let's get right into it. I'll see y'all. So when it comes to building a 750 credit score, you got to understand that, like I said, the 5 factors of your credit score. So most banks look at the FICO 8, right? The FICO 8. Most banks look at the FICO 8, and the FICO 8 ranges from 850, which is the highest credit score you can have, and the lowest credit score you can have is a 300. So what you want to do is understand the point system when it comes to credit. So 850 minus 300 is 550. So now you know you have 550 points to play with when it comes to credit. So once you understand the 5 factors, you can start building a solid foundation to get to where you ultimately want to be. So I like showing how you can do things. I'm not the person that talk. I want to show you so you can understand and have a clear vision of how to actually do this. So you can implement and show your friends or everybody else on how you can do this. So like and subscribe this if you love this information. I like to show. I'm gonna continue showing you because I want you to have the credit knowledge. I want you to understand about credit so you can get to where you ultimately want to be. If that's a house, car, or personal business funding, I want you to understand what I'm talking about. So like I said, you have 550 points to play with. So the 5 factors, right, is payment history, which is 35% of your score. And you can do your research too. 35% of 550 is 192.5, right? Points. Utilization is 30%, right? 30% of 550 is 165 points. Average age. Average age of credit is 15% of your score. 15% of 550 is 82.5, right? Credit mix, that is 10% of your score. 10% of 550 is 55, and new accounts. Sorry if I have bad handwriting. I don't think it's that bad, but 10% is 55 points, sorry. So once you understand what's going on, once you understand the 5 factors, you can start building. You can have a solid foundation. So the FICO 8, most banks look at payment history. So if you add 182.5 on a 300, plus 300, you're still with bad credit. So you need everything. You understand everything when it comes to building a solid foundation. So once you understand the 5 factors, you can start building. And what you want to do is start building relationships with banks, because once you start building a relationship with the banks, it's going to be much easier for you to get approved. So to build a relationship with the banks, go open an account. Go start opening accounts with different banks, so you can get to where you ultimately want to be. So if it's personal funding, business funding, a new car, new house, you got to start building a relationship with banks. The 2 or 3 banks I recommend to start building a relationship with now is Amex, right? You can open up a savings account. You can also open up an account with Chase and Navy Federal. These are the 3 banks I recommend. BBVA also, depending on what part of where you at, region you're at, PNC, Bank of America, U.S. Bank, depending on where you're at in the United States, is where you want to start building. But Navy Federal is all over, Chase is all over, and American Express, right? Start building a relationship with these banks, and with Navy Federal and Chase and Wells Fargo, right? You want to open up a secured loan. A secured loan is basically you put in the money up front. So $200, $300. What's going to happen is once you build this relationship with them, it's going to be easier for you to get approved. So as you're building a relationship with these banks, or open up an actual secured loan, what's going to happen is as you're building the other starter accounts that I'm going to show you, it's going to be much easier for you to get approved for a house, a car, and stuff like that. And you have the foundation of a 750 credit score. I'm going to show you what that looks like at the end of each category, and what it looks like, what you need to start doing, and how many total accounts you need to have to start building. But right now, I'm about to break down the 5 factors. When I break down the 5 factors, now you have a clear vision of your credit score and what area you need to hit when it comes to credit. So payment history, like I said, 35%, utilization 30, average age 15, credit mix 10, new accounts. All right. So these are I already told you, one account, get a secure loan, but also self, right? Credit strong. These are considered installment accounts. I want to teach you, and that's why I said it's the #1 credit educational channel, right? Because I'm gonna teach you as well. Self, credit strong, and the self and secure loan are considered installment accounts. When it comes to credit, you want to have a mix. So in this part, these 2 accounts, right, or those 3 accounts I talk about, is considered installment accounts. You want to have a mix of accounts. So you want to have revolving accounts and you want to have installment accounts. So to have a better vision, self, credit strong, and the secure loan is going to help the credit mix part of your account. It's also going to help in the new accounts, and it's going to help in payment history, right? These going to help in all those areas. Of course, it's going to help in average age over due time, but you want to start building now. So it's affecting all 4 to 5 factors of your credit score. So when it comes to building, what's going to happen is you're affecting all 4, and it's going to, once you immediately add these accounts, you're going to see an increase in your credit score. So what you want to do is self, credit strong, open up an account. You can open up 1 or 2, or you can open up both. It all depends on what you want to do and your budget. But it's going to cost you a little money right now because you're starting this foundation. It's not cheap to build your credit, but it's worth it at the end because you're going to get to where you ultimately want to be. So self, credit strong. These are installment accounts. Also, rent reporters. If you're renting right now, these are good accounts. Rental Karma. What's good about that? What's good about them is they report backdated history. So if you've been renting for the last 2 years, they report those last 2 years of history on your credit report. Same thing with Rental Karma. So now you're affecting the payment history, the average age, the credit mix, new accounts, right? You're affecting all those factors when it comes to these accounts, right? So if you're renting right now, the most important thing you need to do is go ahead, get rent reporters and Rental Karma, because these are considered installment accounts too, because it's the same payment every single month. That's what an installment account is. Get these accounts, start building, get the secured loan, and start using these accounts to build a foundation out, right? When it comes to your credit score. Revolving accounts. I went over the installment accounts. The revolving accounts you want to add on your credit report, right, is My Jewelers. I know there's a lot of things going on with My Jewelers, but they still report. New Coast Direct. My Jewelers New Coast Direct, and Tomorrow Card, and of course Open Sky. Depending on what you want to do, right? These report to all 3 credit. These only report to 2. So when it comes to revolving, we've been taught that credit cards are the devil, right? But to increase your credit score, you need to add a revolving account on your credit report because it affects this part of your credit score, which is a big percentage. So if you don't add a revolving, you're missing out on 165 points, right? You're missing out on that category. So what you want to do is you can add 2 or 3, it depends on what you want to do, but you want to add all of them. So you can start with Open Sky and Tomorrow Card because these 2 don't pull no hard inquiries, right? They don't pull no hard inquiries. And with Tomorrow Card, they actually check your actual banking, your banking. So based off of how much money you're making and stuff, they'll give you a percentage, okay? And they'll give you a credit limit. So it could be 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, right? So these 2, and Open Sky is a credit builder account. It's a secure credit card. So you can put down $200, $300 when it comes to Open Sky, and they don't pull they don't do no hard pull, which is affected the new account. So I know this is a lot of information, but this is the revolving part of your credit score. So it affects the payment history, utilization, average age, credit mix, and new accounts, right? Credit mix, you want to have, like I said, installment and revolving accounts, right? Your installment accounts consist of a personal loan, student loan, car loan, mortgage, right? Revolving accounts, your store cards, your regular Visa cards, charge cards. Those are the different type of accounts you want to have. That's credit mix. That's a mix of credit. So you want to have revolving and installment. These are the revolving accounts you want to start adding, and I talked about the installment accounts you want to start adding. So once you have a mix of both, you will start building the credit score where you want to be. And once you start building, right now you want to start building, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Right now I'm gonna hop on. I'm gonna show you on my phone. I'm gonna show you on the screen of what an actual credit report needs to look like, so you can get to where you ultimately want to be. If that's a house, car, or student loans, or if that's personal business funding. So I hope this helps you out. I hope this gives you enough information. Please like and subscribe if you want to learn more. But I'm giving you the sauce. I'm showing you. A lot of people don't show you how to do certain things, but I'm gonna give you the game. There's no need to hold it back. So when it comes to building, you got to understand the 5 factors. You got to understand the type of accounts you need to have. And once you have all these accounts, you're going to get your score, a 700 credit score. But to get to a 750, right, you got to start adding age when it comes to that. That's the only thing that's going to hold you back when it comes to building is age, time. As time goes on, you will start to see what I'm talking about. As time goes on, you're going to start seeing points come out of nowhere. But right now, build a foundation, build a 700 foundation. And as years and months go past, you'll start to get a 7. The quickest way to do that is is by being added as an authorized user, right? If you're on your parents, or if you get on your parents' credit cards, or your best friend or somebody that's really close on their credit card, and they already built out, they already have age when it comes to credit, you can be now added on, and that is a trick to get that age on your credit report. But some, depending on what you're trying to do, if you're trying to get credit cards or personal business funding, it's okay. But if you're trying to get a house, it's not okay, because they're gonna scratch that account and not calculate that account in your credit profile. So if you're trying to get personal business funding, it's okay. But if you're just trying to get a house, it's not going to help you, because they're going to, decalculate that account in your actual credit profile. So I'm about to show you what an actual credit report looks like, and how it can help you. You can see what it looks like, so you can work towards something. So I'm about to show you right now. So let's get into it. So when it comes to building, when it comes to getting that ultimate credit score that you want to have a clear vision. You want to see what it looks like. So to start building I'm gonna show you. So right now, this is a Credit Karma account, and basically, you don't want to pay attention to the score. You want to pay attention to the credit profile. So payment history, you got to be at 100%, right? If it's not at 100%, remember what I talked about. You're gonna miss a lot of points out. So the lower the payment history, the less points you get in that category. Credit card utilization, the utilization part of your credit score. So we talked about that. That's 30% of your score. So you need to make sure that it's under 10% utilization. So if you have a credit card that's $1,000 limit, you want to make sure it's under $100 and it's reported $100. The next most important thing is derogatory marks. You want to make sure you have no collections at all. You want to make sure you have none of that. So if you do, I have a video showing you and explaining step by step on how you can get that removed off your credit report. Average age, that just comes with time, but at least you want to have 2 to 3 years. And I talked about that, that credit mix, not the credit mix, the accounts you can add: rent reporters, rental karma, you can backdate history, and you can get on one of your parents' credit cards. A friend or somebody that already had they already built their credit. They already started building earlier before you started. So get on one of their accounts so it can affect your average age, right? The total accounts, the more accounts, the better, because when lenders are looking at you, they can see that you can manage credit. So the more accounts you have, the better. They can see that you can handle credit. So like I said, the more accounts, the better. So start now. Get 4 or 5 accounts right now. Start building that out, and as time goes on, start adding and adding and adding, and get to where you ultimately want to be. When it comes to hard inquiries, the less you have. So depending on what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to get credit cards, you want to have 5 or less. If you're trying to get installment accounts, if you want to get what I mean credit cards is like Chase and all those big credit cards, the Amex, the Platinum, Gold, and all that. You want to start having less than hard inquiries, because you don't want to be considered. You want to be thirsty when it comes to looking for credit. So the less hard inquiries you have, the better. So this is what a 750 plus credit score looks like, and it's gonna take time to get there, but it's not gonna take that long. But if you have a clear picture, you get to where you ultimately want to be. So hit the like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm gonna give y'all game all the time when it comes to credit and showing y'all how to get to where y'all want to be. So like I said, this is gonna take time, but this only works unless you work. Remember, you're only one deletion away to get into your ultimate credit score, and you're almost there. So start now, start building. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'm gonna answer your questions in the actual video. So I see y'all, and I appreciate y'all for watching this whole thing.